as it recognizes and respects Indigenous peoples and its tradition, stewards of this land, and the enduring relationship that exists between Indigenous peoples and their traditional territories. I invite Elle Hoskin, a UND nursing alumni and Rain nursing mentor, to read UND's Land Acknowledgement Statement.
As an enrolled member of the Central Tribe, and a registered nurse with 2 degrees from UND, nursing degrees from UND, I'm honored to share UND's Land Acknowledgement to start off our pinning ceremony. Today, the University of North Dakota rests on the ancestral lands of the Pembina and Red Lake bands of the Ojibwe and the Dakota Oyate. Presently existing as composite parts of the Red Lake, the Mountain, White Earth bands, and Dakota tribes of Minnesota and North Dakota. We acknowledge the people who reside here for generations and recognize the spirit of the Ojibwe and Oyate people permeates this land. As a university community, we will continue to build upon our relations with the First Nations of the state of North Dakota, which currently includes the Mandan, Hidatsa, and Arikara Nation, Sisseton, Wahpeton, Oyate, Spirit Lake Nation, Standing Rock Sioux Tribe, and the Trail Mountain Band of Ojibwe. Thank you.
Thank you, Elle. My name is Kirsten Zachman-Schomer, the Assistant Director of the Office of Student Services, and I'd like to welcome you and to you viewing online to the Spring 2022 Nursing Pinning Ceremony. Tonight you'll hear from the interim dean of the College of Nursing and Professional Disciplines, as well as our special guest speaker and the undergraduate chair. I'd like to now invite Dr. Children to the podium for our welcome. Good evening, everyone. It is such a pleasure to see you all here tonight. I had a few minutes before we got started to meet some very proud grandparents in our audience, and it is always such a treat to make you here with us tonight as well. I also got a few moments to visit with several of our grads, and boy, do they have some exciting things in store for you. So let's go ahead and get started. As Kristen said, my name is Dr. Verity Children, and I currently serve as the interim dean of the College of Nursing and Professional Disciplines. And it is with pleasure that I welcome you and your guests to our undergraduate nursing pinning ceremony. Today is an opportunity to celebrate our nursing graduates who have worked so hard and so successfully to complete their degrees. When I was asked to welcome you tonight, I couldn't help but think back to my own pinning ceremony, which happened right here at UND in the Memorial Union, although it looked very different than this one. But it was also during a time when our hair was really big and our uniforms were really white. And I hope that I could come up with something kind of inspirational to tell you all. And while I'm not sure if it's going to be completely inspirational, it is something that I hope you will take with you. Please take a moment and look at your classmates. You are going to be connected with each other for the rest of your life. Now, I didn't say that you're going to stay best friends forever, and I even realize that many of you may not see each other again after this. However, you are always going to be connected to the classmates that you're seeing tonight. You have just completed an incredibly difficult program, and you did it during the pandemic at a time when many people ran as far away from nursing as they could. In addition to taking 4 credits in 4 nursing courses alone and completing about 750 clinical hours, you have supported each other through multiple exams, labs, simulations, and hours of study. And I guarantee you that classmates and good friends while we were in the nursing program at UND. After graduation, we went our different ways, and I didn't see her for about 5 years. Then one night, while I was working a night shift in the Twin Cities Hospital, I ran to the cafeteria for some candy, and no judgment, you don't know how good a Snickers tastes at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I know you'll be doing the same thing. And there she was, right by the candy machine. She was working in a float pool position as an agency nurse and just had one shift at my hospital. We started chatting and laughing, and one of the first things she said to me was, "Hey, have you rolled anybody off the bed lately?" So here's the backstory. Rochelle and I were partners in our very first fundamentals course, which I think is similar to your foundations course. And that's where we had to learn how to make a bed when a patient was still in it. And it was skills checkoff day. Now, Rochelle was the patient and I was the nurse who needed to change the bedding and make that bed while she was in it. So Rochelle rolled way over onto her side, and I kind of forgot to check about the side rail. And I started tucking in the sheets and pulling the old ones out, and I was confident I was passing this exam. And as any nurse in this audience will understand, and do we have some nurses in this audience who have made these kind of beds? Hands up. In an effort to get my linens nice and smooth, I literally pulled so hard that it rolled Rochelle right off the bed onto the floor at the foot of our instructor. So you can't get much more connected than that. But my point of sharing that is that the memory from our nursing program will always connect us. And it was something that immediately brought us back to our time at UND. As a nurse, you are going to have many opportunities to become connected to your new colleagues and to the many patients that you will care for during your career, as well as I hope become more deeply connected to our profession. Enjoy these connections. They will sustain you. But it's also true that these same kinds of connections can make things like job changes or even the loss of a patient more difficult. Please do not be afraid to make those connections. These experiences will also fill your tank, just in a little different way. And finally, reconnect. Maybe even reach out to that classmate when a UND memory hits you, or you want to share a new experience that you know they will understand because they are here with you tonight. Selfishly, we, your faculty, also hope that you stay connected to us. We love to hear from you and celebrate your accomplishments with you as you grow into the nurses that we have always known that you are. Congratulations again as you begin your professional journey. May each and every one of you stay connected to UND and to your very own Rochelle. Thanks.
Our keynote speaker, Ben Bucher, is a native of Rolla, North Dakota. Ben joined Towner County Medical Center in 2015 and as the new CEO, and also joined as a medical staff as a family nurse practitioner. Ben graduated from the University of North Dakota with his BSN in nursing in 2003. He went on to practice at Alter Hospital here in Grand Forks for a number of years before returning to graduate school at UND to complete his FNP degree. In 2014, Ben completed his master's in business administration with a specialization in healthcare. He currently is a member of the American College of Healthcare Executives and is in the progress of becoming a fellow, the organization's highest honor. Please help me in welcoming Ben.
Thank you. Wow. What an exciting evening for you graduates. What an exciting time. And I really hope that over the next few days, you can think about looking back all the times you had here at UND, College of Nursing. Looking back to the 4 years, maybe some of you 5 years, maybe 7 years, I'm not going to judge. We've all been there. And think about how you got here, the good times and the stressful times. And here you are tonight, so congratulations. It is an honor to be asked to speak here tonight, so thank you for the opportunity. It means a lot. I was advised when I speak tonight that it should be about 5 to 10 minutes. And I thought about when I was in your seats a couple years ago. Some of this I think is funny, but that part wasn't. I didn't think it was that obvious. And I thought, well, this ceremony is awesome, but tonight I've got some celebrations to go to as well. And so I did not want to be the person standing between this ceremony and your celebrations tonight. So it's going to be 5 minutes. I promise that. So once again, congratulations. And congratulations not just for graduating with your bachelor's in science of nursing degree, but congratulations for choosing nursing. You have chosen a profession that is so well respected and in such high demand, in such a dynamic profession. So congratulations for that. Not only did you graduate in a very difficult program, but you graduated through a pandemic. And the stress that must have caused is more than most college students have to go through. So thank you for sticking with it. Thank you for sticking with healthcare because it's been very, very challenging. And I know that what you've gone through is going to somehow shape your nursing career. So thank you. As you've learned being a student at UND, a few things that you learn is that it is well known across the country that UND produces, UND educates some of the country's greatest nurses. I know it in Candu, where I currently practice. I've heard it. I did my practicum when I was a student here in Phoenix. And it was downtown at Good Samaritan Center. And when I was a student there, they said, we really want you to come work for us because we know UND students. We know what we're getting. We're getting someone who is intelligent, highly educated, highly trained, and practices with empathy, which is very important. And with that type of status, you can practice anywhere you want, in any state you want, and in any country that you want. And I know some of you will. I would ask that you think about working in North Dakota. I think that after the winter we've had and the spring we're having, if I could go into travel nursing right now, I probably would. So I'm not going to blame you for doing that. Better weather is coming. Don't quote me on that. I could be completely wrong. I chose North Dakota for my healthcare career because I know that North Dakota was going to give me a lot of opportunities in healthcare. North Dakota is going to give you a lot of tremendous opportunities in healthcare. There are 36 critical access hospitals across rural North Dakota, as well as 6 larger hospitals, and I'm sure you all know them by name. So think about North Dakota. The quality of healthcare is consistently ranked highest in the nation, and that's because we train really good nurses, really good physicians, really across the scope. This state does a very good job of training high quality people. So consider North Dakota. I didn't know that I was necessarily going to be in North Dakota. When I was a freshman in college, I wanted to be an architect. So I enrolled at Montana State University. Turns out I couldn't draw that well. So that really went down in flames. And I found myself the following year on the campus of UND, and I don't know how I got there, but I wound up in Dr. Christian's office one day. And I'm like, hey, she kind of looks at me and I go, I want to be an anesthesiologist. And she just kind of stared and she's like, well, you're in the wrong building. she's like, do you even know what you're saying? Do you even know what that means? And I'm like, well, I wanted to be Frank Lloyd Wright, and that didn't work out. So I was kind of panicking about where I was going to go next, but we visited for a while. And then that year I enrolled in pre-nursing and graduated here from UND, and then worked as a registered nurse at Altru for a few years, and then went back to nurse practitioner school and graduated from there. And then I knew that was the time I wanted to go back to Rolla. And so I went back to Rolla to practice as a nurse practitioner. I would have gone back to practice as an RN as well. There's something about taking care of people that you grew up with, your peers, people that helped raise you or you helped raise them. And when you go back and you care for them at some of their darkest hours, it is a sense of gratitude that I don't know you can get in a lot of professions. So it's something to consider. Currently, I am the CEO of Towner County Medical Center in Candu. Candu is about 40 miles south of Rolla. So I'm still able to be in the communities where I was raised and still see familiar faces. And it's a special thing to take care of someone that you know. And I'll tell you, when they see your face and it's familiar, the sense of calmness that they get knowing that I'm going to be taken care of is pretty special. So it's something to consider. As I said, North Dakota is not for everyone. Some of you will go out of state. Some of you will go out of the country. Some of you will stay in the state. I would assume after hearing me speak tonight, most of you will come to Candu. I'm really, judging from that reaction, I'm thinking maybe not. You've got to see our Dollar General. It is fire. But here's the point. No matter where you choose to work, no matter what type of nursing career you choose, you've already made the best decision, which was coming to UND for nursing. I am proud to call all of you a colleague of mine. You're going to do well. Congratulations. Make us proud and go celebrate tonight. Not get your pin first, but go celebrate. Thank you. I wish you all the best.
Congratulations, students. I know you have worked hard and you all should be very proud of your accomplishments. At this time, I invite the first row of graduating nursing students to line up to receive your UND nursing pin. Hayden is the NSA president and just completed his first semester in the nursing program. Hayden will invite each graduating nursing student to the stage by reading their name, hometown, and announcing where students plan to work upon graduation. This will be followed by the dean presenting the students with their UND nursing pin.
So first off, we have Ashley Ayat from East Grand Forks, Minnesota. Ashley is working at the University of Iowa Hospital on the Labor and Delivery Unit in Iowa City, Iowa. Next, we have Brittany Balsden from Grand Forks, North Dakota. Brittany is working at Langdon Prairie Health in Langdon, North Dakota. Next, we have Paige Beecher from Fargo, North Dakota. Paige is working in a NICU at Sanford Children's Hospital in Fargo, North Dakota. Next, we have Jada Belker from Grand Forks, North Dakota. Jada is working at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital in Memphis, Tennessee. Next, we have Jacqueline Blessum from Rugby, North Dakota. Jacqueline is working as a focused missionary on a campus in the US and working as a PRN nurse. Next, we have Jacob Biskins from Lakeville, Minnesota. Jacob is moving to the Twin Cities to pursue an emergency nursing career. Next, we have Taylor Culliver from Albertville, Minnesota. Taylor is working in Ultra Hospital in the Med Surg unit. Next, we have Nikki Dahl from Fargo, North Dakota. Nikki is working at Sanford Health in Fargo in the ICU. Hannah Donahue from White Bear Lake, Minnesota. Hannah is working at United Hospital in St. Paul on the critical care float team. Taylor Ebertowski from Grand Forks, North Dakota. Taylor is moving to Minneapolis to pursue an ICU nursing career. Mackenzie Eckroth from Bismarck, North Dakota. Mackenzie is working at Sanford Bismarck on the inpatient neurology unit. Ashley Edvinson from Rochester, Minnesota. Ashley is working in the ICU at Sanford Hospital in Fargo, North Dakota. Katie Eli from Bismarck, North Dakota. Katie is working as an operating room nurse at Sanford Broadway Medical Center in Fargo, North Dakota. Emily Fischler from Lakeville, Minnesota. Emily is working at United Hospital in St. Paul, Minnesota in the Neurospine Intermediate Care Unit. Moira Flaherty from Fargo, North Dakota. Moira is moving to Minneapolis, Minnesota to pursue a nursing career in pediatrics. Greta Florence from Velva, North Dakota. Greta is working at Sanford and Fargo on the Family Birthing Center unit. Michaela Freilich from Lisbon, North Dakota. Michaela is working at All True and has plans to move somewhere warm to pursue a nursing career in the NICU. Kaya Greeley from St. Michael, Minnesota. Kaya is working at Mercy Hospital on the Med Surg unit in Coon Rapids, Minnesota. Tia Green from Grand Forks, North Dakota. Tia is working at Ultra Hospital in the ICU. Allison Guthmiller from Bismarck, North Dakota. Allison is working at Sanford's cardiology floor in Fargo, North Dakota. Sydney Jelly from East Grand Forks, Minnesota. Sydney is working at Ultra Hospital on the family care unit in Grand Forks, North Dakota. Kayla Horner from Grand Forks, North Dakota. Kayla is moving to Des Moines, Iowa to pursue a nursing career. Maddie Jerome from Roseau, Minnesota. Maddie is working at Sanford Hospital in Fargo, North Dakota and the NICU. Peyton Kennelly from Ivor Grove Heights, Minnesota. Peyton is moving to the Twin Cities and working at Regions Hospital on the neurology floor. Morgan Knutsvig from Grand Forks, North Dakota. Morgan is working at Ultra Hospital in Grand Forks, North Dakota in the critical care unit. Sam Kramer from West Fargo, North Dakota. Sam is pursuing a nursing career in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Sarah Kruger from Moorhead, Minnesota. Sarah is working at Sanford Hospital in Fargo in the emergency room. Alexandra Lee from Lakeville, Minnesota. Alexandra is working at Ultra Hospital on the progressive care unit. Nicholas Lemke from Bismarck, North Dakota. Nicholas is moving to Minnesota and pursuing a nursing career in ICU or pediatrics. Morgan Livingston from Woodbury, Minnesota. Morgan is working in the Twin Cities to pursue a nursing career in labor and delivery. Marissa Yanis from Belcourt, North Dakota. Marissa is working in her hometown of Belcourt, North Dakota to pursue a career in Indian Native Health Services so I can provide the best health services for her Native community. Eliza Lofberg from Bismarck, North Dakota, working at Altru in Grand Forks on the Progressive Care Unit. Madison McDonald from Woodbury, Minnesota. Madison is pursuing a nursing career in the Twin Cities area, somewhere in the ER. Cami McNelly from Kennedy, Minnesota. Cami is working on the Med-Surg unit at Altru in Grand Forks. Madeline Meal from Castleton, North Dakota. Madeline is moving to Oahu, Hawaii to pursue a nursing career in labor and delivery. Brianna Moncada from Grand Forks, North Dakota. Brianna is pursuing a wide variety of nursing pathways. Casey Montgomery from Fargo, North Dakota. Casey is working at Essentia Health ICU in Fargo, North Dakota. Derek Murph from Grand Forks, North Dakota. Derek is working in the critical care unit at Essentia Hospital in Fargo, North Dakota. Jake Nelson from Eden Prairie, Minnesota. Jake is working at Sanford in the ICU. Brianna Oliver from Bismarck, North Dakota. Brianna is moving to Massachusetts near Boston to pursue an obstetric nursing career. Vincenzo Orbita from Hibbing, Minnesota. Vincenzo is moving to Minneapolis, Minnesota to pursue a nursing career. Emma Overly from Grand Rapids, Minnesota. Emma plans to work in Minnesota around the Twin Cities area, hopefully in labor and delivery nursing. Carson Panyak from Stephen, Minnesota. Carson is working at Sanford Health in Fargo in the ICU and plans to become a certified flight nurse. Amber Pierce from Carrington, North Dakota. Amber is going to pursue a degree in cosmetic nursing somewhere in North Dakota. Elizabeth Renner from Bismarck, North Dakota. Elizabeth is moving back to Bismarck and working for Mid Dakota Pediatrics. Hallie Rude from Grand Forks, North Dakota. Hallie accepted a job in Fargo, North Dakota at Essentia in the ER. Gracie Rojeski from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Gracie plans on moving back to Minneapolis, St. Paul area to pursue an RN position in acute care in one of the inner city hospitals. Haley Seiler from Hazen, North Dakota. Haley is working in the ICU at Trinity Hospital in Minot, North Dakota. Gracie Shanilak from Buxton, North Dakota. Gracie is working at Sanford Medical Center in Fargo, North Dakota in the NICU. Megan Schumacher from Grand Forks, North Dakota. Megan is staying in Grand Forks and working at Altru Hospital. Catherine Tice from Chanhassen, Minnesota. Catherine is moving to Minneapolis, Minnesota to pursue a nursing career at Fairview West Bank in the ER. Taylin Thompson from Mayville, North Dakota. Taylin is moving to Fargo, North Dakota to pursue a career in cardiac intermediate care unit. Carolyn Tomashko from Savage, Minnesota. Carolyn is working at United Hospital in the emergency room in St. Paul, Minnesota. Nathan Trout from Pequot Lakes, Minnesota. Nathan plans to work somewhere in Brainerd. Dawson Trifter from West Fargo, North Dakota. Dawson is moving to West Fargo, North Dakota to pursue a career in pediatric nursing. Haley Vandervorst from Bismarck, North Dakota. Haley is working at Sanford Hospital in Bismarck, North Dakota in the Labor and Delivery Birth Center. Megan Vogt from Albert Lee, Minnesota. Megan is working at Mayo Clinic in Rochester in the bone marrow transplant unit. Maddie Voigt from Waconia, Minnesota. Maddie is working at Ridgeview Medical Center in Waconia, Minnesota on the telemetry CICU floor. Ashley Vollmer from Velva, North Dakota. Ashley is working at Trinity Health in Minot, North Dakota to pursue a career in the emergency trauma center. Shaylin Wells from Johnstone, Wyoming. Shaylin is starting a PhD in nursing undergraduate program at the University of California, Los Angeles. Brianna Widman from Thompson, North Dakota. Brianna is working at Altru Hospital in Grand Forks, North Dakota as a pediatric nurse in the family care unit. Tyra Wilson from Mentor, Minnesota. Tyra is working at North Memorial Hospital in Minneapolis, Minnesota in the pediatrics unit. Mara Yapello from Matamidi, Minnesota. Mara is moving to Nashville, Tennessee to pursue a career in the NICU.
Please help me in congratulating our May 2022 nursing students. We'll now hear our closing remarks from Dr. Christian.
This is the best part, and I just have note cards, so it should go fairly quickly. First of all, congratulations to our newest UND nurses. So one more round of applause. This has been a long journey for you, and I know how excited you are to be finished. This journey would not have been possible without your faculty, and I see they were still taking care of you tonight when we were running short of chairs. So I would like to have the nursing faculty stand up, and let's give them a round of applause. And we're always looking for nursing faculty. So when you guys are ready, give me a call. Hopefully I won't still be here. But this is such a great time for you. It's a great time to be a nurse. There's a lot of opportunities for you. And there's, as you're getting ready to be in your practice, there's a lot of excitement, a little bit of apprehension about what the practice is going to bring. But just remember to celebrate. So celebrate today and celebrate your journey as a nurse. As you look forward, Your pin will be a reminder of where you came from, as Dean Sjogren talked about. It connects us all. As I was putting my pin on the back of my pin is the day it has the date that I was pinned. So I put it on today, and sure enough, it was May 12th, several years ago. So we have that in common. May 12th is the day I had my pinning ceremony here at UND as well. So when I put that pin on, I thought, I remember what it was like to be in your chair. I remembered I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't know it was coming. I started in an ICU, which was not my pick. It picked me. There weren't many jobs. It's very different than when you're graduating now. However, one thing I realize now looking back is taking advantage of any of the opportunities that present themselves. And as a UND nursing graduate, there will be many. Explore nursing, learn to find your way in the profession. You have so much to offer. So sometimes knowing what you don't want to do is just as important as knowing what you do want to do. And things will present themselves, because I was going to be a pediatric nurse practitioner. You can see that didn't turn out well for me. So continue to embrace those opportunities as you move forward in your career. Make a difference for your patients, make a difference for their families, for the communities you serve, and most importantly, make a difference for yourself. There's not every day will be easy. That's one of the things as I talk to grads, they say some days are hard, but they're always worth it. And you will continue to use each other's support through those difficult times. As a faculty member, and I think I can kind of speak for the rest of us, we are so excited when we see all the hard work come to fruition, and here you are graduating and ready to go to all these different places. And maybe someday it'll be can-do. We're hoping. So wear your pin with pride. Remember, it connects you to the UND nursing program and also the university. Come back, tell us your stories. We are so proud to have you in our profession and excited for all of the wonderful things you'll do. So